Hello and welcome to another AIC how-to video. In this specific video we're going to look at creating customer categories and how that actually pulls through and what to look out for when you create your actual customers based off a category. Okay, so we're going to log here into Sage, username and password. From there we will be navigating to the navigation page. From the navigation page, common data, scroll down till you find your PPs, and there we go, customer categories. So I'm currently logged into the seed folder, the standard seed folder that is loaded with the Sage X3 installation. And as you will see that this one is split by country. Okay, the example that I'm going to use, I'm going to split it by currency, which is more or less the same, but I'm just going to create one by currency. Alright, so I'm going to start off with new, and I'm going to say ZAR. So this is my Rand customer. Can give it a short description, which I'm just going to say is ZAR. Sequence number, if I leave this blank, okay, that means that you will be able to manually assign a sequence number. If you enter a sequence number, that would be the sequence number that will be followed. Okay, so then we've got the direct versus with validation. That is pretty straightforward as to exactly what that means. It is basically whether you need approval if this custom can be used after creation. So I'm going to go through some of the more fields over here. So you see the country would be ZA for South Africa, language is English, currency is Rand, all of that is fine. For the credit control, I'm going to say check, but I'm going to leave this blank. So that means when this is being created, right, when a new customer is created, the user needs to, they need to populate what needs to be checked in there. Okay, which is basically my authorized credit limit. Okay, the rate type, I'm going to leave that as the daily rate. There is other rates that we have, monthly or average, but the day rate is usually the one that is used most commonly. So I'm going to use the day rate, so that's the rate for every day. ABC classes, that is when you eventually get to a point where you slice and dice your customers into A, B, C and D classes, which comes out in reporting videos at the later stage. Whether you've got specific sales reps dedicated to categories, in my example for ZAR, so all my South African customers won't necessarily be pertaining to one sales rep, but you can add sales reps in here. Okay, if you're using the loan management, okay, you can specify the loan management, one order per delivery. That is also very important. If you've got one order per delivery, that would mean that one sales order will always be dedicated to a delivery. If you don't tick this, you can put multiple orders on one delivery. That's usually what I prefer. And what is very interesting about this, not only does this get defaulted onto the customer, but when you are transacting, these fields are populated on your sales order, giving it this rule. Right, so after making your changes to the category or even to your customer, it does not change the history. So if you've already have sales orders that has been created while this tick box was ticked, just unticking it now on the product, on the category, won't change the history. It's only the new stuff that is being created. Okay, so scrolling further down, what is important to look out here for is the invoicing mode. Okay, so we've got the one per slip, closed order, one per order, one per ship to one per period. The most commonly used is the one per ship to, because this basically allows you to put all your deliveries on one specific invoice, which is great. This one to order, this means that only the deliveries for a specific order is allowed on an invoice, and one per slip means every delivery needs its own invoice. So these ones are the most commonly used, the one per slip, one per order, one per ship to. I'm just going to leave mine for one per ship to. Okay, the next important information on here is my accounting code. So I've set up an accounting code called ZAR for my South African customers. You'll see I've got a USD one here that I will get into a bit later. So now immediately my South African accounts receivable in Rand account I've specified in there. So I'm happy about that. The tax rule you will see here is not mandatory, alright? But if you have a South African tax rule, use it. Okay. But if you would like to specify tax rule upon creation, you can leave that blank and that will follow through as well. Same goes for payment terms. You will see that it's not mandatory here, but when we go and actually create a customer, you will see that it is in fact a mandatory field. It will just pull through a blank on the first round. So I'm just going to open these payment terms and I'm going to use just the cash one for all legislation. I'm going to say these guys will be available for deliveries every day of the week, and there we go, create. Now this customer category is available to use. A quick tip: if the only difference between the Rand customer and my USD customer, the one that I'm going to do, is you can literally don't have to click on new, you can just copy it. Just go USD, and this is my USD customer. USD customer, currency is USD. We're going to country, we can change that, or we can say this is, I'm going to leave it in South Africa for now, that's fine. And another big change is my accounting code, because I would now like on my accounting code for my accounts receivable in dollar account to be used. You don't have to split your accounting codes, you can put all of your accounts receivables into one account, but it looks nicer and I prefer having each account in its own accounting code. And there we go, create. We'll ask you this question, continue, confirm duplication, and you can say yes. So just to finish all of this off, to just make you understand with regards to the categories, I'm just briefly going to create the customer and show some of the fields that I've pulled through. So on the customer, I'm gonna say I would like to create a new customer. My category is ZAR, as we've just created. I didn't give it a sequence number, so I can put my own number in there, give it a description. But look here, this is what I want to point your attention to: country defaults, language defaults, currency defaults. Address is mandatory, we need to specify in which address they are. Then we have we didn't specify sales reps, we did specify however this invoicing mode. As you can see, the one per ship to, that one defaulted, and at the end of the day we've got our payment terms and our cash, our tax rules. So just to show you again, if I take this out, it is mandatory, so it wants that. Same as with the tax rules, so if you left that blank on the top, it would have pulled blank through here, and now you can create. Same will go for the same will go, I'm just going to press cancel. Same will go when I say for my USD customer. Just look when I go to my financials tab, you will see down here in the financials tab that the accounting code that's being used is the US dollar one and not the ZAR one. Cool, thank you for watching. This was setting up your customers and customer categories, what to look out for. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.